Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming in and clicking this channel again. Now, what is this video going to be about? It's actually going to list all the details about our 4x loan program. Now, I'm going to go through our fact sheet list. So if you have any, let's say, questions, here's a lot of the answers that inevitably when I get on the phone call with you, after our chats and I've noticed our one-on-ones, and then we get into the group, you ask the same kind of questions. So I'm just going to simply read off this list. So if I look like I'm looking away and I'm not giving you my full attention, I am giving you my full attention. Just got to read this list for you so you can list all the facts, so you don't have to ask the same kind of questions and get the same kind of answers everybody else does. You can watch this video and be just consumed with information until you can actually make a decision, non-emotional, very rational. So check this out. Number one, 20% of the finance of the loan is actually the deposit, which the investor is actually investing for you with your actual project. So it's only 20%, it's never 30 or 40 or 50. So if you have a $5 million project, only $1 million goes into the Federal Reserve. If it's over a $10 million, let's say, deposit, that money can stay in that person's institution or in their bank. So that's really cool. Fact one. Fact two, lender will provide 80% of the project financing. So if you put $1 million in, we'll then of course fund a line of credit of $4 million, 80% of what you need for your project. All right, so let's keep going. General loan. Term is 4 years. Can be extended for up to an additional 4 years. Let's say if something happens, a pandemic or something that's reasonable for the borrower and the lender, there's then an extension of that loan. Again, it's a 4-year term, but imagine having a movie where you can pay it back in 8 years. That's insane. A lot of investors want their money back in 3 years guaranteed. So this kind of program really gives you 100% equity and doesn't have to deal with that investor per se, and you can keep 100% of your equity, getting 80% of the finance. And again, you can do it under 4 years and especially under 8 years, because that's the full length of the term is 4, and if something happens, then an additional 4. So number 4 is the fact, since we're saying a lot of 4x because of 4x program. Deposits of less than 10 million are placed in a fully insured account with the U.S. Federal Reserve Bank. Deposits of 10 million or more can remain in the borrower's account at a top-tier bank and earn interest if applicable. So I just kind of went over that and prematurely went over number 4. So let's move on to number 5. Borrower submits business plan and proof of funds along with a few other forms to start the application process. It's nothing but, again, a conference call and then an email exchange after that so that you can get the line of credit that's rightfully due and owed to you. Number 6. Underwriting is provided by PricewaterhouseCoopers at the lender's expense if the project is acceptable. A conditional term sheet is issued within 7 to 10 business days. So that's pretty quick turnaround. Imagine we like your project and a week or two later, we're saying we're going to fund it, right? Now the entire process of funding takes around 90 days, just so that you know. So if you want your money in 3 months, you're going to have to apply right now. Stop the video and apply right now. Let's move on. Number 7, the current interest rate is 3.5%. With interest only charged as the funds are actually received by the borrower. Interest payments are made on a calendar quarter, not monthly. So you don't have to pay every 30 days, you can pay every 3 months. You heard that right. Every quarter you can actually pay your payment, not every single month. So that actually helps you out, gives you some grace period of how to leverage your account. Also meaning, let's say if you're a film producer, you know, you could take advantage of, let's say, Georgia or Las Vegas tax credits at 35%, and you can keep 35% of your project and actually pay that as the interest of the loan. It's called creative financing. We like to consult and help our film producers, project managers, hedge fund managers, and so on actually be creative with our financing and equating that same thing to your artistry. Let's move on. Number 8, all funds are cleared through the U.S. Federal Reserve, Bank of England, European Central Bank, and the Central Bank of the Eastern Caribbean to protect against fraud, money laundering, and the U.S. Patriot Act. A history of funds report is created and sent to the borrower's bank, so you know exactly who you're working with and where the funds and sourcing is coming from. Number 9, the loan proceeds are distributed using a monthly draw structure. There are no lump sum draws permitted per insurance company guidelines. All right. So if you have any questions about any of these, again, get on a conference call with me. Ask me a question. Even if I don't break every detail down right here in this half of our fact sheet, this is only half. I'm only going over the top 10, right? We want to go over all 20 with you, all the details so that you know exactly what's going on. Number 10. There is a one-time funding fee of 3% and a one-time consulting fee of 1.75%. Just like any loan in general, there's usually a 2% origination loan in real estate. We have 0.25% less than that, so it's a 1.75% of the origination fee. If you have a loan of $5 million, the only thing we actually get paid, we don't get your equity, we don't get the tax credits, we don't get back-end points. Unless you want to give it to me, I'm perfectly fine with it. But all we get is a splitting percentage of 1.75% to me and all of my partners. I never get 100% of that 1.75. I wish I did, but I don't. And I'm really glad I don't, because I love to share with my partners. So with all that being said, PricewaterhouseCoopers charges a monitoring and reporting fee of $5,000 per month while this loan is going on. So as long as you know all the parameters and the facts in our list, I actually want to tell you 2 more if that's okay with you. And I would say if it's not okay, I'm so sorry, but we're going to continue with this video. So a suitable protection, there is no prepayment penalty. So no personal guarantees required, and the only collateral is the project itself. This is why I wanted to mention this. Is so important. The lender never has access to the borrower's capital, to the borrower's money. So I'm very excited. Let's talk a little bit more. You can see I am really here for you. We, and I should say my entire finance team, we want each single film producer to be successful. Hold your equity. Don't give it up. Hold your equity. You're only paying 3.5% to us. We have a less than 2% origination fee that all of us get paid on the back end. You're getting to keep your entire project and the artistry and the creative control, most importantly. I am looking forward to speaking with you today and talking about more facts. Thank you, and see you soon.